joining me today. Today we're going to be creating this gorgeous Christmas card, and I have to do a quick shout out for my pink nails, who are in honor of our 4th annual Stamp Out Breast Cancer event this past weekend, where thanks to all of your help and donations, we raised over $3,200 for making strides against breast cancer. Woohoo! Flippin' awesome! Alright, now back to the card. Let's get started. Starting with the Joyful Christmas stamp set, beautiful poinsettia, which is in the new holiday catalog from Stampin' Up. We're going to start with some vellum cardstock. All of these supplies are available in my online store. If you're new, welcome. Don't forget to subscribe. And know that you can always get all of the information, dimensions, and more on every project simply by going to this URL, clicking in the link in the description of the video, or if you're on YouTube, you can click right on this video. We'll be using a Versamark ink pad. This is a watermarking ink pad. It is great for embossing. Ink up our poinsettia. We're going to stamp the poinsettia twice. Be sure to ink in between each one. And then stamp 3 leaves. I know they look like ghosts in the video, don't they? You can barely see them, but they're there. Trust me, they're there. And while we have the ink pad out, we're going to stamp our words on a scrap of Very Vanilla. If you have a powder pal tray, that's great. If not, a piece of scrap paper, recycled from your printer, is the best. Just fold it in half, taking gold embossing powder, and we're going to pour that right over all of our images. Don't worry about pouring the whole jar out there. We're just going to pour it right back in the jar when we're done. So once you've got it on there, flip it over to the back and give it some good flicks to flick off any excess powder. Do the same with your words on the Very Vanilla. Pour the powder right back into the jar. Lasts forever. Now we're going to emboss this whole sheet at once. We're going to take our handy dandy heat emboss tool, turn it on to the highest setting, and since this is one of my favorite parts, I'm going to zoom right in so you can see. Isn't that awesome? Ooh, I love embossing. Heat embossing is always a wow. So now I've got cherry cobbler and always artichoke and some sponges. We're just going to dip that in the ink and just rub it right over the front of our image in a circular motion so it's nice and smooth. And the leaves will be in the green. Then we're going to cut these guys out with our paper snips. Our second poinsettia, we're only going to do the center of the poinsettia. He's got like 2 layers. We're going to do the smaller insert. Then we're going to take the decorative label punch, light our vanilla cardstock with our words in there. Now, the Christmas is just barely going to fit in the largest part. So if you trim it a little bit off on the seat, don't worry about it. We have ways of covering that up in the end. Next, we're going to use the Pretty Print embossing folder. Love this one. Love this script. Slip your vanilla inside the folder, sandwich between 2 cutting pads, and crank it through the Big Shot. Awesome, isn't it? Alright, now for some assembly. Some snail adhesive on the back of that, or the liquid glue if you prefer that. That layers right on our gold panel. Again, measurements are on my blog. Gold panels attached with Stampin' Dimensionals. Pop it up just a little bit. Next, I used a bone folder to roll up the edges on this poinsettia. Really gives it a pop. Put a dimensional on the back of that and stick that on the larger poinsettia. It doesn't matter if it doesn't line up. Then I'm just going to use the paper piercer in the mat to poke a hole in the middle of that. And we'll take an antique brad. Any of the brad designs will do. Look at how pretty that one is. And now all these other pieces attach with Stampin' Dimensional. We're going to start with our poinsettia and our words first. As I mentioned, that C might have gotten a little trimmed off. So what I like to do is line that up with the poinsettia so that one of the poinsettia petals is just kind of covering where the C was chopped off, so you can't even tell. Shh, our little secret. And then we'll just slide in our leaves right underneath. And our card is complete. And it's completely gorgeous. It's such a fantastic Christmas card. This is a real wow. Even more stunning in person. Again, all these supplies are available in my online store. Be sure to visit my blog for daily inspiration specials, new products, and hundreds more videos. Thanks for joining me today.